one company. It's a $1 billion company. I applied for them to make $10 an hour when I was homeless. They rejected me because they said they sit you down, you give them your 9-digit social. I'm just walking you through it in case you don't know. They run your social. They say, oh, we can't hire you. We cannot hire you. Not can. We cannot hire you because you have 2 felonies. I have a drug charge and I have a conspiracy charge. And so I was like, cool. I was depressed. Like, dang, I can't even get $10 an hour. I cannot even get $10 an hour. You see how I'm careful with my words? Every time I say a negative word, I do 10 push-ups. So I already owe myself 30. I figure if my mind gonna be broke, might as well have a healthy body. Now back to the conversation. So they wouldn't hire me, bro, for $10 an hour, right? 10 years go by. I'm out here sold 5,000 shirts in 3 months. Procter & Gamble, they did a documentary on my life. Now, it's not them. They did a documentary on my life. That skyrocketed my career. Then I get a big motivational speech, right? And the company calls me and says, we'll give you $30,000 to do a speech for 1 hour. Brother, for listening to this, $30,000 for a speech for 1 hour. I'm never the one to tell you about how much I make doing speaking and stuff like that, because I never did this for money. $30,000 for 1 hour, bro, but wouldn't give me $10 an hour and work me 3 days a week, which is less than $10,000 a year.
So that was the same company?
Same company, brother. And I'm now standing here telling you I did the same thing. So tell me what the difference was, brother. This is about, brother, learn how to play chess, brother, in this game of life. See, when you have a felony, you appear a threat to a company that already makes money, and they don't want to take a chance on you. But they'll take a chance on you starting your own business, employing people to just throw 38% of taxes away and never ask where it went. This is reality, bro. I'm the same person with the same felony. How can I go downtown and just start a company with the same felonies and it's about money, man. You got the money, you can get anything you want. Like how? I stood up and said, like openly, I was scared to sit in the meeting and tell y'all I had to pay a felony for $10 an hour. But now I'm doing a public speech. Like in front of everybody saying, man, I got 2 felonies.
And they like, here goes your check.
Like, you get what I'm saying? And so I just took that as, I didn't take that as, that was a negative. I took that as God saying, man, I didn't create you to work for people. I created you so you could go back and, save black boys and, stuff with what you're doing. It's my dream, brother, to partner with people who not just wear them messages, but live that message. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people put on these, T-shirts and these quotes, but they don't be living that stuff, man. I live this quote, bro. Listen to this. Never spend your present time with a person that you don't have a future with. I live that quote, man. So what that means is, if I can't see myself with you tomorrow, don't call me today. Did I answer your question, brother? Anybody else? Here you go, brother. I owe you. I forgot to get that to you. That's for asking your question. Can you pass this one back to you? Say your name again, brother.
Josh.
Josh, I appreciate your existence, Josh. I just like to address people by name. Tell them what that say you got on, Josh. I want them to see that, man. I want them to hear the message of what that say.
I speak dreams into existence.
I want you to live that message, bro. Keep speaking your dreams into existence and don't let nobody tell you that you can't do something. Whatever your dream is. What was your dream again?
I want to...
I know what your dream. You said it was the act, but I didn't want you to say won't.
That was it.
Oh, that was yours? Oh, what was yours? Oh, I owe you one too. I done passed by you. What was your name, brother?
Exactly.
Huh?
Exactly.
Here you go. What was your dream?
I either want to go to the NBA or...
You gonna go to the NBA?
To the Navy.
Okay. Why do you pick the Navy?
Because my brother is there.
Okay.
My brother.
Okay. That's what's up, man. What about you, sir?
I would be a photographer.
That's what's up, man. You got a camera too?
Yeah.
Okay. You got some good pictures? That's what's up. I speak into existence. If them pictures is good, I will. You can take a picture of one of our shirts. We'll post it on our website, and I'll give you credit for it. I'll put that in. I'm a man of my word. What about you?
My dream is to write books, mostly like you, but I want to write books.
You're gonna write books.
I'm going to write books about how God is able to do just what he says he will do.
Give me 5, man. I appreciate you, brother. Let me give you one.
I have started in comments.
Thank you, man. Y'all give it up for all the people that work. Any more questions? Sophie, we good?
Yeah, we good.
Go ahead, brother.
Before, you say you were homeless for 3 years. When you went through that, did you ever see yourself being where you are now?
Say that. Ask me that one more time.
When you were homeless and you were like starting your journey, did you see yourself like where you are now? Like, did you like? What I'm trying to say is like, did you see before time? Did you see like yourself progressing into like what you are now and what you're doing? Like, did you think you were gonna get like start from the bottom and get big, or like just stay where you were? Like,
No, I got you now. I wanted to answer that question. Like, I'm careful with the words that I use, so I think before I speak. I want to say this in a way that it comes off the right way. I never came from the bottom because I believe that people suppress your brain so much to make you think that you're nothing. Does that make sense to you?
yeah, I got it.
So I'm not going to be the one to say, as an African-American man, we never came from the bottom. We were kings and queens. You just been suppressed to never think you were. But if people want to call my situation, if it took me to sit in my truck, listen to this, I don't believe in negativity. I don't believe in failing. Because if it took me, brother, to sit in a truck for 3 years to write 83 books, how is that failing? If it took me to go to jail 15 times, how did I fail? Sometimes you got to go through things in life in order to be successful. So when you become successful, you stay humble. Like, I don't let like selling books and making money, that doesn't define me as a person, and I don't never want you to look up to me for that. I want you to look up to people who be honest with you and be truthful. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when you do, I wrote a quote that say, fall in love with success and cheat on failure. I want you to fall in love with your actual dream. And never put your dreams in another person's hand, because they will never love your dream like you do. So for myself, to answer your question in its totality, I did not find my worth until day one in my truck. Because when I was 17 years old, I've never told this story publicly, because most of the time when I speak somewhere, they don't want me to really talk about God. But this seems like a pretty open room. You know, God really saved my life. You know, I don't push my beliefs on people. I'm not a preacher or nothing like that. I still make mistakes. I'm just transparent. A lot of my friends just say, you know what I'm saying, you're one of the most rawest friends I've ever had, brother, because my grandmama taught me to give you an option to stay in my life or not, but never take your option from you. So I'm not going to lie to you. So I'd rather lose you to the truth than to keep you with a lie, is basically what I just said. I'm okay with that. And I lose a lot of friends here because they're not really used to someone being honest with them. If I don't like you, I don't like your ways. If I don't like the fact that you don't show up on time or you don't do something like that, that used to be my biggest problem. Always showing up late for my dreams, but being the first one to hold your hand out. That's what we do. And so when I sat in that truck, my grandmama gave me, I'm going to say this like in a minute, 60 seconds. My grandmama gave me a Bible when I was 16 years old. I never touched the Bible, never looked at it. Grandmama prayed every day. I'm speaking for the millennium generation in my mindset. Grandmama gave me a Bible when I was 16. Never even touched that book. Well, I touched it, didn't open it, didn't read it, didn't care to, because that woman prayed every day. But nothing never happened. I'm like, how do you pray every day, Grandmama, but you ain't got no lights? Brother, I went so deep to say, listen to this, why do bad things happen to good people? I never understood that. I sold dope and I felt like Grandmama, you praying every day and I'm good. Like to my mindset, going to jail was nothing. It was like, I didn't even care if I died. Like, it's so hard out here on the streets, brother, I could trust nobody. But my grandmama sat there and she'd be praying for people who do bad to her. So I just was like, I cannot serve the same person that you serving. Because I never seen them show up. I wrote a quote from my grandmama that says, even if I was blind, I could have told you my future was bright. Even in a time when me and my mama stayed in fights and we had no lights, from the bottom to the top, all the way from California to Alabama, and they ain't even had the money for that flight. I wrote that because my grandmama was living in a house with no lights, man. All these quotes is how my real life. It's not just a quote. I just said, let me just write this. So when I got the Bible, I never opened it. I did a total of 8 years on probation. I'm sorry, 5, because I had 2 charges. One was 5 years, one was 3. They took the 3 years and ran the end with the 5. That makes sense? So when the 3 was over, I had 2 left. So I did that, and then I was able to transition from Alabama to here, because I got off probation. I wanted to, my dream was to change my environment. That's when I started realizing the people who you hang out with influence your life more than you do. Like, you might not even believe that. Hang out with a person who smokes 7 days a week for 30 days or a year, you can't even fathom in telling me that you didn't never try that. That it never, like, even if you didn't, it didn't like think that you didn't think about it. But then hang out with a person who writes books or run businesses and stuff, and go hang out with your mom and your thought process, it starts to change. I got a mentor that, listen, that I'm a positive person, but I still sit with my mentor once a week. And when I sit with him, I don't even talk, because I listen to him. I'm in the phase now of how do we make, when I make millions of dollars and staying humble and being young and not going out here splurging. I was about to get a car for $2,500 a month. He was like, you ain't made it yet. Get that car for $150 a month and you will never miss it. That's the way wealthy people think. See, I ain't get a rich mentor. I got a wealthy mentor. I ride around in a Nissan Versa. $132, $100 for insurance. Brother, I ain't never even missed it come out of my bank account. But that $2,500, that $2,500, we would have been thinking about that. We'd have been like every day waking up selling books to pay for a car. Like, how backwards is that? You can't even take care of your mama, man. My mama called me and said, man, the tree fell on the roof. I said, here you go, mama.